Well, hello everybody. Hello from my office here at West Virginia University. Today we're going to be talking about accessing the court documents that have to do with occupational fraud cases. We'll talk about an actual case. We'll talk about finding the documents for a case that we know about on PACER.gov. Then we'll talk about searching for cases that we might be interested in, and I will end up with talking about where you can get a little more information should you want to. So, let's get going here. This is an indictment, the indictment of Michelle Hickson. An indictment is a document which outlines the allegations against a defendant. Michelle Hickson was an individual. She was employed by Company A as a part-time bookkeeper and office assistant. Michelle's scheme was to make checks payable to cash and petty cash, then cash the checks and keep the cash. So, this is a table. She made the checks payable to cash and petty cash, and we can see that the scheme lasted for just a little over a year. What's interesting here, the numbers are too big for petty cash. They are outliers. The numbers are too round. The numbers are repeating. All of these are red flags for fraudulent activity. So, back to the court documents. Here is a document that the attorneys wrote to the judge. Her husband had a significant online gambling problem. She only found out about it when people called daily demanding to be paid. A document from the attorney to the judge. In the middle, Ms. Hickson has been working at an event planning company called The Art of the Event since March 2017. She has provided us with paychecks. She has told us, her attorneys, that her duties do not involve any contact with money, checks, paying vendors, or bookkeeping. Instead, she does other tasks. This is a transcript, which means the court reporter recorded what was said in court. And this was when we were talking about the plea agreement. Defendant was able to perpetrate this type of behavior with so many company victims. Multiple circumstances. Has clearly not deterred her behavior. I'm just reading the important bits here. One of her prior cases was committed while she was under supervision. It's not the first time, not the second time, not the third time. This is the attorney. I dispute that this has happened 6 times. Maybe 4. Okay, at the bottom, in each case, almost identical conduct. So that's a transcript. Now again, this is the judge talking on the day of judgment, and again, this is a transcript. You need to be discouraged from engaging in this conduct ever again, which is one of the objectives of sentencing. 3 months of incarceration, 3 years of supervised release, including home confinement. So this is the judgment document, judgment in a criminal case. Defendant hereby committed 3 months, and you can see that this defendant needs to report in September of 2017, and she did, and she served 3 months, and she was out at the end of 2017. A new document, 2019, it's a new case. Ms. Hickson, who has been subject to home incarceration, seeks permission to leave her home. Why does she need to apply to leave her home 2.5 years after, we go back, finishing her sentence? Aha! A new case. Sentencing in this new case set for December 12, 2019. This is again a court document. Things postponed. Sentencing set for October 13th, 2020. So, where do I get everything from? I get it from PACER.gov. We'll go on to PACER.gov in just half a minute. PACER is not free. 10 cents per page. No more than $3 per document, but check, make sure it'll give you that warning, okay, maximum 3. And 10 cents every time you do a search. But here's the nice rub. If you use less than $30 worth of 10 cents, no fees. So it's that one that sends you from $30 to $30.10. That 10 cents costs you $30.10 before it costs you nothing. So if you access more than $30, you will be charged for everything. Okay, so let's go on, and I'm going to pull PACER right across here. Here we go. PACER.gov. There we go. Now, I'm just going to log in. But when you get here, you need to register for an account. And basically what you want to do is case search only. At the bottom, register for an account. And now, they want to know everything, including what you had for breakfast this morning and what you plan to have for breakfast tomorrow. Once you've done that, you will go, I'm not a robot, and go next, and then you will need to enter some credit card information. And if you do not have a credit card, they will give you access, but they'll use the mail, and it might take 2 weeks. And in today's environment, who knows how long it might take. So you need to register if you are not registered. I don't need to register. I just go log in, and I want to go to the case locator. I'm going to go here, and it knows who I am, and I'm just going to, I always use this, this is my book, Forensic Analytics 2nd edition. You have to put a client code in there. You can put anything you like. So, here I am. I'm doing a party search. This isn't a party like a Saturday night party. This is unfortunately a party to a court case. Now, her last name was Hickson. Her first name was Michelle. Do not type enter. Do not type enter. Click on the white space here. She is the defendant. The abbreviation for defendant is DFT. This will narrow the search. Otherwise, it's actually possible you get 15 pages of people if you use a common last name and don't put any first name. The court type is criminal. But with a name like this, you might not have to put criminal. Now, there we go. It was a party search. The party's information, last name, first name, you can leave that blank. And just be careful. If this first name is Cindy, Bob, you're going to have to guess as to what the official first name is. Search. And here we go. This is Michelle's first case. So I'm going to click here. And now I get this. No charges so far. History documents. Run query. Oh, that was a bit fast. Sorry about that. This is what I really want. I like history documents. That's where I get everything. If you want a nice timeline, this docket report will give you lots of information as well. I'm not going to run it. We'll just go back. I like history documents. Run query, it cost me another 10 cents for this. The indictment, also sometimes called information criminal complaint, one of the first documents. And what you need to check is sometimes there's a superseding indictment, means a new, fresh one. We found more things and you're in more trouble. Superseding indictment, you might see it down here. And now we have docket numbers, dates, and descriptions. Reasonably long. And you can get all sorts of things. I love it when I see transcript, because you can simply click over here and it'll tell me I don't have access to that transcript. Let's find one that I might have access to. Here. There we go. 34 pages, cost $3.40. Now remember what it said about 10 cents per page with a maximum of $3. So just be a little bit careful. I'm not going to view the document. I know the document. So we started with a criminal complaint. A number of times over here you will not get access to all the documents. You might have sentencing memorandums. Some of these things are pretty touchy and personal, so you might not get access to some of these. But here we go, sentencing, the judgment document. I can just click here. It's going to be 8 pages, so it's going to cost me 80 cents. Here we go, 80 cents for this document. And there we go. Bank fraud, uttering forged securities, imprisonment, 3 months. And that's how I would access all of these documents. So, that is Michelle Higson's case, and this is where I know what I want to see. I want to look up Michelle. Let's go. Now, sometimes you just want to browse. We have news. We have all these over here. And if you click on these, you will get a news report regarding that case. So, we have some options here. I'm going to click on news and get all the press releases. But now we get all sorts of things that we're not interested in, and I just want to browse occupational fraud. Filter by topic. I'm going to go down here to financial fraud. There's plenty of it. It's alive and well. And now I just have financial fraud sorted by date. I'm going to go to the 4th page here, and that doesn't take me that far back, to August 25th. The former CFO, usually that's former CFO, pleads guilty to wire fraud. I click there, and now I see the name, Timothy Simones, embezzled $3 million to build his nice house. So we can go back to PACER. This, by the way, is Michelle's new case. I'm going to go back here. Party, the last name, Simones, Timothy. And here we go. That was a bit fast. I'm going to go back here. The party role, and I'm going to do all. How's that? And we won't make him defendant. We'll clear this as well. So we're going to get all with Timothy Simones. We'll do a search here. And now I can see a bigger picture. And that's because his name is reasonably unique. This is the criminal case. Right up top here. USA versus Simones. These other ones are bankruptcy court. And here Simones is being sued by his employer for the $3 million that he stole. Let's go up here. That's Simones' case. Let's say we found it interesting because it was the CFO. History documents. Run query. And here we go, right at the top, indictment. And we have all sorts of things that have happened since February. Notice of hearing. And we can see that he copped a plea over here. So there's a plea agreement. Terminate hearings. And as time goes on, you're going to see judgment and restitution, all sorts of change of plea hearing, all sorts of other documents. It costs 10 cents to go in here. 10 cents shouldn't be that bad. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. Here we go. We go back up here. And it is here. So we're going to review and sign off. PACER, uscourts.gov. You will get this. You either want to register or log in. I like to log in. Then it gives me these options, and I choose PACER Case Locator. I do a party search, last name, first name, don't get them wrong, and you might have to play around with the first name if you see Cindy or a normal nickname. Over here, defendant, DFT, criminal court, and you'll get there. This is Simones again. The top one is the criminal case, but in his case I didn't put in criminal, so I got everything over there. History documents is where I like to hang out. The other one, as I said, the docket report is one that will give you a nice timeline as well. This is Gary Mills. This one gets very long. This case took forever. He still hasn't been sentenced, and you can see we go from May of 2017. This is for tax evasion. We'll see the indictment over here, and he went to trial. We have jury trial over here. I wish there were transcripts, but there are no transcripts. Sometimes you just have to go there. But you can order the transcripts, but be prepared to pay. That's going to be closer to $4 per page. Exhibit list, jury verdict. He needs to be sentenced. If you are simply browsing, and now we want to look for a case, there it is, United States Attorneys. You can also go to the U.S. Attorney's listing and click over here, and now you'll get a specific district. Maybe you're interested in your district, or maybe you're interested in New York, Manhattan. And then you will simply get the cases for that, and you can filter as well. This is Simones' indictment, and at all times relevant to the indictment, and this is what I'm interested in. He stole $3 million. These were wire transfers, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to here. And this is about the wire and email asking him about why there's so little money in the bank account. And indeed, I care about the fact that these numbers are all round numbers. Fraudsters, they like round numbers. So, if you want to see more, I have an article in the Journal of Accountancy, Round Numbers, a Fingerprint of Fraud. You can go on my website, negrini.com, click on the Resume tab, go down to Professional Articles, and there's a link to this article telling you, yes, fraudsters do like round numbers, and they like them more than they should. If you want to read something about all types of numbers that fraudsters like to use, well, it's coming. Fraud Magazine, the November-December 2020 issue. We're working on this at the moment. It's still in the editing phase, but you're going to see dusting your data for fraud's fingerprints, and it's going to be nice and tidy, not with edits and corrections like this. And it's mine, and I think it will make for really nice reading. So, if you want to see other indictments, you can go onto my website, www.negrini.com, click on Forensic Analytics, look under the ancillary materials. There's all sorts of things here. Click under the ancillary materials, and if you want to read an affidavit or another indictment, just for fun, because you have nothing else to do tonight, it's all over here. So, I've enjoyed sharing PACER and the U.S. Attorney's listing and indictments and so on with you. I hope you enjoyed it, and from me to you, it's bye-bye.